Hello and welcome to another episode of Sports with Monga. What a game! What a belter game. Manchester United, after kind of dominating the first 35 minutes before Graham Potter was forced to make a change, a tactical change actually. It was a beautiful game. The game plan worked. Manchester United was dominating the whole game from the start itself. The lineup itself was pretty weird in the way it started, kind of, right? He started playing the midfield, the defense was pretty off for Chelsea. They couldn't hold the ball at all. They were crowding in the midfield with Casimero and Eriksen and for Manchester United, and Anthony was too easy to Anthony Rashford and Sancho had a pretty open game to play around with. They could have ended the game, like they could have scored a couple of goals before, but then they just couldn't finish. There was some chances for Anthony. He scuffed it. I think he just sliced the shot at the end, but and just at the end of the first half. But Mark Cucurella was kind of first substitute at the first 36th minute, which allowed Kovacic to come on. Then the game kind of became a stalemate, almost like everybody's playing for a draw or something and just waiting for a mistake to happen. And the mistake did happen. The mistake did eventually happen with McTominay kind of holding back Broja. I think it was a clear penalty in my mind. He doesn't even go for the ball. He just kind of holds him back, and he's the one who makes the clearance as well. I think that kind of skews the decision against him in some sense. But then, but it was pretty interesting to see that in the Fergie time again, kind of in Manchester United, the old Manchester United have the teams that we have known of them kind of not giving, just kind of giving in and kind of dropping heads and just losing it. They had a 5 in them, and then you kind of find the equalizer, and what an equalizer it was! It was just off the line. Just kind of off, just in the goal, given by the goal line technology. Thank God for that. A beautiful header, Casimero, almost like unbalanced. But then Chelsea almost could have just ended the game. They generally are very good at that. They would kind of take the ball to the corner flags and so on, but then they just couldn't manage the game at the end. I think it's just the moment the nerves kind of kicked in some sense for and Chelsea just couldn't kind of hold on to their lead, which was very. They scored pretty late. This goal was on kind of the goal came 87th minute, so it was not like it was not like there were 2 minutes time, and a 6 minute added half, and then United scoring at almost like 90 plus 4 or something, 90 plus 3 or 2, something like that. But what I feel like the one thing that Manchester United clearly understand, we have to understand where Manchester United has been coming to this game with, with Ronaldo and what happened, midweek they won against Spurs. That was a beautiful game, but then Ronaldo is a big name, and kind of dropping him completely from the lineup and kind of him not even training with the first team is a big statement. But that's really good on Ten Hag. He's putting his authority down and then saying, this is how I want this team to play. This is how I feel we will move forward together, rather than just kind of being pushed around by some heavy, highly reputed players and highly kind of known and world-renowned forwards and strikers and players in the dressing room. But just coming back to the game, I feel that at the last moment, what I was really loved. It was so nice to see. Generally, I think it was 95th minute, and then Luke Shaw starts to kind of mess and just kind of like basically starts to waste time by kind of just dribbling and stuff. I could literally see Ten Hag kind of going crazy, and it's like basically like, just get the ball moving. Let's just play some football and just maybe try to score one more and just win this game off. That kind of hunger is like, that's so nice to see. I was so happy. Like, that's how I would like Manchester United to play, kind of not giving up at any moment, because Chelsea could have dropped. They completely dropped the momentum there. They dropped the ball, and if United had one more attempt or maybe one more attack, they could have scored. But that was a lost gig, and that ended 1-1. It still allows Chelsea to kind of have the fourth top four. They're still top four. Chelsea with 11 games played, with 21 points, and Manchester United with 11 games played is at 20 points, with Newcastle with 11 games played at 18 points, and Liverpool with 11 games played and had 16 points. So I think the if United and United and Chelsea are kind of like top 4 and 5, like 4 and 5 right now on the table, it's too early to even say. I'm not even predicting the end of the how will they end it. But this is the game was very exciting. I think it was kind of a stalemate for almost most of the second half as well. But then it shows how the tactical genius of both Erik ten Hag as well as Graham Potter. You have to commend Graham Potter as well. By the way, he's kind of tried to revitalize kind of Chelsea and come back and playing the way that he wants to play. Of course, Aubameyang could have scored. He had some couple of nice chances, but it was tactically really well played. Like both the teams knew exactly how the other will play, and it was just kind of the swing and momentum could have been any which way, and just a slight mistake and the game would have just turned the tables. But then Chelsea and United. That fixture is the biggest fixture, like the fixture which has the most number of draws in the history of Premier League or the top 4 clubs. But I think it was pretty nice. I think it was good to kind of run the kind of the Saturday games in a way, and also see Chelsea and United go head to head and come out with another draw. Do let me know what you think. I think do you think it was a penalty? Do you not think it was a penalty? Would Erik ten Hag done something else, or Graham Potter? He's also kind of dealing with a lot of game time as well before the World Cup. So how do they manage that as well? The games coming thick and fast, back to back now, Champions League and another Premier League games over the weekend and so on and so forth. So let me know what do you think, what your thoughts are. Do subscribe to the channel. Do give it a like, do share, and see you in the next video.